What's up, gang? This is a later version of Fight the Funk podcast. Um, and I'm your host, Magic Collins, exploring mental health, culture, and the world around us. And I want to talk about um, the. This is hard, man. This is hard for me. But it's like the pandemic, the homeless crisis, white supremacy, the Great Depression of unemployment that we in, mental health crisis, whatever messed up parts of our society that we're in beforehand. Um, it's like if you're doing your best, then it's like sprinkle some grace on that. It's like this is um, where it's historic. So it's keeping a perspective of what we're all going through or what this is, and there's been no breaks. There's been no vacation. There's been no a moment to a 2 day off period or whatever. So it's like at some point it is that sense of give yourself grace. And I feel, man, I wanted to dedicate this. This is a late episode. um, but I was thinking about the youth, and there will be that effort to sterilize the work that's been done, just like civil rights leaders and their work has been sterilized over time. And I think there's always that effort between a ruling class or anybody that has the keys to the car, so to speak. It's like there's always that sense of how do we rewrite history? How do we it's like lies my teacher taught me. It's like, how do we take what a person is and what they meant for a community and rewrite that for a mass audience in a way that sterilizes that person's work? And I think that's part of the work, is to not allow your civil rights leaders, and not allow your own leaders, your homegrown heroes, to the youth right now that are learning how to lead. Is like how to continue to do what you do and make sure you guys are all making sure that you own the narrative. Like there's always it's just to hear the wackiness. If you can hear the well, black lives, blah blah blah, and it's like at this point it's like, dude, that was treason in the Senate. I'm gonna hear, there is no back and forth. That was treason in the Senate. There is no. And then no matter how many times you say 93% of the protests were nonviolent, and how many times you say that you can share the story um, of people that were infiltrating the protests and trying to make it violent. There's a reason why it doesn't matter, and it's like because of white supremacy. So I think, and it can be discouraging to always have to fight against that. To be like you're always fighting against a narrative that wants to so badly make you out to be something you're not. And that can be, it can be daunting. It can wear on you, and that's where it's like, if you're doing your best, man, then it's just keep it moving, man. Keep it pushing. Um, I always wondered why. Like I found Martin Luther King Jr. the T-shirt, because I have um, a mother who collects everything. It's like, get rid of stuff. But it was nice to actually have it and find it and be like, oh, this is dope. Um, and it just reminded me, man, it's like, even during MLK's time, it's always that sense of, you guys should be happy. Why are you guys not happy? It's like, so there's always that narrative of are you happy now? You got what you want. It's like, it's not about that, man. It's not. It's I always go back to, it's like, it's not abuser to tell the abused that they got what they wanted. It's like, this is what you want, right? It's like, no, man. Let the person who actually has the experience be like, yo, this is what it is. Here's the resources, and here's what we can do to make this thing right. So it's like, even the idea of reparations is like, it's not about money. No, man, it's about medical, for all the medical wrongdoings. It's about all the black cities, the black Wall Streets that were destroyed. It's about the legal, the law enforcement that's been used to break black bodies, and prison systems that have been used to break black bodies and brown bodies. And it's like the it's not on to like, you should be happy. um and that's where it can get daunting, it can get frustrating. And I know there's youth, um there's kids that are scared right now, and that are like, black or brown kids, and they're scared, man. They're scared for their dad. They're scared for their mother, especially if their mother and father are activists and been trying to make things happen. And then for themselves, it's an uncertain future of we're just trying to get, it's that constant of living in a world where it's like, you have a hate that's not earned. Um, like, I remember when I'll be in a when I'll be in the ring, and I'll be sparring with somebody, and it's like, sometimes I would spar with somebody where it's like, I could feel the hate, and I was like, oh well, oh shit, and then we would be, we'd be sparring, and then we get into it, and it would kind of go extra. Um, and it's like, that's kind of what it's like to be in society, where you have some people, and there'll be an extra, like, yo, oh, you hate that I'm breathing. It's like, it's not an ideology. You just hate that I'm breathing. Oh, okay. Then we have nothing to debate. Um, and that's the part where it gets disturbing, where you can see that in people's eyes. And my heart goes out to kids that have experienced that for the first time in these last 2 years. Nobody should have to go through that, and that is, it's like, unfortunately, that's the thing, that generation after generation of black and brown kids, black and indigenous, that each generation has passed down to the next, where it's like, there will be people that hate the fact that you breathe, and you have to grow up really fast, and it's not fair. It's not right. And I like to think about that one quote that popped up. You fucked with the last generation, and it's like, when I think of the youth, and when I think of everything they've accomplished already, just in a year, man, it's like, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be confused of why won't they just, we just want resources. Um, you're gonna be misunderstood, because people are hell bent to misunderstand you. Like, they want to misunderstand you. And it's like, you got to push through that. You're gonna be embarrassed, like, because you gonna know, you're gonna learn that it was like, oh, I just got duped. Okay. You're gonna get demoralized. Like, that's part of it. It's a time game, where it's like, you uh, working against established, like, white supremacy, man. So there's going to be times where you get demoralized, and you got to pick yourself up, and just brush yourself off, and look at the people around you. Look at the work you've accomplished, and you keep going. And you will have falling outs with your comrades. You have, uh, like, can you imagine how many people MLK were turned off because he was too soft, or he wasn't going hard enough, or he was too radical, or it's like, that's part of it too, where it's nobody, it's always the you're not doing it now, you're not doing it this time, we need to do, it's like it's always going to be that. That's always part of it. Every during the civil rights, it was so much like button of heads, um and that's never going to change, man. But it's like you know the difference between healthy disagreements, and then somebody that's just like that black Iago character where they're just trying to fuck shit up. It's like you got to weed those people out, man. But just healthy, like I see things this way and you see things that way. Um, if you are smart enough and if you are coming from the right place, just like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, at some point they see the same thing. It's like, oh, I see what you were talking about, and then you say, oh, I see what you was talking about. And it's like you get to grow, man. But if you, it's how you approach the disagreements, how you approach the different understandings, because you have such a range of experiences. So not everybody's gonna see it the same, you know. But it's like it's how you approach the difference of the different viewpoints. Um, and I think it's if people can continue to rise above the being scared, the being confused, being misunderstood, embarrassed, um, it's like it's this generation that has inherited this mess. It's like you have a chance to accomplish something truly amazing, um, truly like groundbreaking. You know, it's that kind of, and never will the idea that like the civil rights leaders of the past, like it's ridiculous whenever I've heard like they didn't do such and such, and it's like, no, man, they gave them their life to create the blueprint for the possible success of this generation. So it's there, it's in their work, man. And I pray that people can continue to do that work, and continue to push and learn, and grow from their experiences and be fluid, be adjustable, um, work on the self to not be rigid and it has to be this way. Um, and know is, you know, it's like it's that fluidity, baby. It's that whole idea of the ebb and flow of it. Uh, and I do believe, man, that this is the wrong generation to fuck with. Like it's brilliant, man. Like the amount of knowledge and how quickly things are assessed and learned, is brilliant. So it's amazing how quick, you know, just like I can knock out 5 books and make 10 TikTok video and then do a YouTube and then a thing. It's like it's amazing, man. So it is that reminding yourself of what you've already accomplished, man, and taking into account, like allow yourself to be, like we lost so many people. Like this is a world that has lost so much of human life in one year. So we are still, it's like, so it's that balance of, look, we gotta let ourselves mourn, we gotta let ourselves, celebrate life, uh, and we also got to understand what's ahead. And it's like, yeah, LA has a homeless crisis, that's been decades in the making since Reagan, and him kicking out, you know, people from the mental health facilities overnight. Whereas like one day they're in the facility, next day they're on the street. It's like those things add up, and we're here, and I really do it really does sadden me that this generation has to inherit that job and that work. But we're all here as well. It's like it's not just the youth um, that is not all on their shoulders. It's like you have the wisdom, the wealth of knowledge, experiences, the savvy, and then you have that energy of the youth, and it's all, and it's how you come together and blend. Now, we've always thought of um, famine and sickness to be abroad, but I believe that famine and sickness is like it's been in America. It's just been in our mind, you know. Like the hate and the ignorance, that's our famine, that's our sickness that we carry with us, and to address that and really like crisis levels of, man, we got just hate and ignorance just in us, man. And that has to be addressed. um, and it takes me like it's not fair, it's not fair for this generation, this youth, but it's like that's what you've been handed, and it's also, there's a sense of pride and you get to learn more, you have a life that's written in the history books, or this generation is what you do with it. You can see it as a gift as well and treat it as a gift, and like you get to mold something that's truly special and that's truly yours, and that's, to me, is like that's the bigger vision. It's like, yeah, this homeless and pandemic and this all these crises at one time is but from that you get to mold something and create something anew, and that's an opportunity and a responsibility and a joy in that too. All right, so I'm gonna stick to my own goal and not going on too long, and I just want to say, like, the kids out there, man, I know this inauguration got people, um they're worried, they're scared, and the hate, man, the hate for wanting to not see your people die, for wanting to not see the same things you've seen in your neighborhoods for forever. The not want to see your family members um, get ill. It's like, and then to get, and I know how shocking it is to go out and march for that, and then to get that so much hate back. Like I know that's I know how disturbing that is. I know how that feels. Where you're like, look, this is what we're talking about. What are you talking? It's like that is American sickness and that is the power of white supremacy. Whereas like it's the all the suffocating of the truth. And uh and to keep advancing, keep learning, um and know that if you're trying to, if you're looking at your parents and you seeing the life that they didn't believe that they could have, and they see it in you now, like they say, I didn't know, I didn't understand, but I see it now. Like, you've already won. Like, even the civil rights leaders of the past, when they first started, They were 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. You know, it's like they were young, and their parents were like my mom's grandmother, like or my grandmother. She was like, "What y'all gonna make the white man mad?" And that's what she said. It was terror in her face. It was terror in her heart. And they was like, "We got to do this." And because of what they did, like we're even in this position. And now we're here, and they've handed the blueprint. And it's like it's one of those things that it can't really be appropriated like the rest of Black culture, because it's from us, it's from our pain, it's from our joy, it's from our struggle, it's from our intellect, it's from our brilliance, it's from our survival, our will to survive. And that can't be taken from us. You know, that can't be appropriated and relabeled, because that is from us. So I just got a text somebody else from passed away that I know. Um, and it just makes this thing that much more real, because the person that is like a mentor at the college, and it's like this person knew the history of like he could sit you down and run through everything that the black struggle from day one. So to lose, you know, it's a constant reminder, like they look up to us. They if you are a youth, man, if you are um, it's a joy, it's a dream